and then I'll go to a C form here. That's your 4 chord, back to your G, and then your D. That's your resolve on your 5 chord, back to your G. So I'm just going to call it by the shape name rather than, even though we're in the key of C. And the tabs, again, showing you exactly what this is. But on my riffing on that, sometimes the capo will put you out of tune. There it is. And what I'm utilizing is, here's several beautiful parts about the capo. One is, and I've illustrated this before, but when you're playing acoustic guitar, whether it's country, blues, whatever you're playing, sometimes you want to make sure that you can incorporate as many open strings as possible to get that sound. It's just a really great open sound. You're not going to get that unless you capo up, and you might be changing the sound or the key to fit your voice. So it's really important, and if you're backing someone up, same thing. It might be, you know, their range might be E flat. Well, it's kind of hard to play acoustic guitar in E flat and get a big strumming open thing going. But if you incorporate the capo, there's many ways you can find an E flat on your neck and still not lose that open sound. So there's that aspect of using a capo. The second aspect I like about it is kind of the Nashville tuning, we call it, you know, the high tuning stuff. It gets a real chimey sound. So that gives that Nashville sound, or I like to call it the Austin sound, because, you know, I think Austin is like the hippest town going next to Mill Valley. And so if you're doing some licks around that, look, you can use your G position. So let me just decipher those for you. We're using basically an open string move here. One of my favorite country blues. Basically spelling out your, in this case it's a C chord, but it's, you know, we're approaching it like a G. So if we, almost sounds like a fiddle riff, doesn't it? And when you go to your C, you can still use your hammer-on technique there. So you got it, you're spelling out that C position chord. So you may be asking yourself, what's this got to do with the blues? Well, as I mentioned before, country blues is a big part of what the blues is and what it became, how it evolved. So we're covering every aspect of the blues, from the ragtime influences to the gut bucket stuff, the Delta stuff, the more shuffly big city stuff, and of course, this really sweet country stuff. And we're gonna shortly get into one of my very favorite blues composers, Mississippi John Hurt, and how he did it, his slant on the blues. But back to these little licks that I wanna show you some blues you can use. If you're doing this kind of, you can use all those little hammer-on moves that you saw me do. And then go to your C. Basically spelling out the chord. And then when you get to your D chord, you can do this cool little. Almost has a little bit of Appalachian flavor to it, doesn't it? Which you hear from the Avett Brothers and Mumford & Sons. Those guys. Not that they're straight up blues players, it doesn't matter. So that's some cool little licks that you can do there, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and play along with the track one last time, and I'm gonna kind of give you a little vocabulary, a little library of licks to can do it.